Hello, today we are going to start our third unit. Our third unit first topic is processing of tea or different tea processing units and operations. So, we will start with a history of the tree, from where it came. So, any idea? So, we will start with a story today. So, here you can see the hot tea cup. In the morning, we all want either tea or coffee. Whenever our mood is off or we have a energy drink, we used to take tea, coffee. So, why we are using or why we are taking the tea, coffee whenever we are feeling not good, or whenever it will give you a, because the tea and coffee both are used as a stimulating beverage. What is stimulating beverage? That is which will enhance your energy. So, coming to the story. So, how tea came to the consumption? It came from China. There was a emperor or there was a king who was there drinking hot water one day in his castle. So, sometimes after sometimes one leaf fall into that hot water and some leaves fall down. That is not known in the garden. So, he drank it, and after drinking it he realized that he is feeling very energetic. So, from that onwards it came to the concept that tea can be drinkable. So, in China mostly they are drinking the green tea or the white tea. So, that will be like without any processing they are taking it. But normally in India we are consuming mostly black tea. Nowadays people are consuming green tea for health benefits and for losing weight, diet. So, both black tea, green tea, all are good for health. We will come one by one here in the all section. So, now we will start our lecture. So, what is the scientific name of tea? This is Camellia sinensis. This is the scientific name, and the family is from the Camelliaceae. This is a native of China. I already told you it came from China. So, tea is a mainly ancient plantation of Southeast Asia and mainly from China. And why we are taking it is as a stimulating beverages. So, we are consuming it as a stimulating, or it will give our nervous system a boost. Next is mainly India, Sri Lanka, China, Japan, Taiwan, Africa, these are the main producer of tea. So, whenever comes to tea processing, generally it will be very famous teas are like Darjeeling tea, Assam tea, these are quite known, Nilgiris tea. So, these are very commonly known tea, and in India mainly it is producing Nilgiris, then Wayanad, Coorg, Assam, Darjeeling, all these places are famous for tea processing. This is the tea leaves. I hope all of you have seen. It looks very nice if you have watched anywhere in India. So, it will look like the valley itself will be very much soothing for eyes, and this is how we will take the tea: one bud, two leaves, and this is the tea powder you can see here. So, this is a mostly black tea, it will look like this after processing. So, coming to the thing, this is a perennial crop. Perennial, we are telling till now perennial crop. So, the tea is not a crop, we are calling it shrub. What is a shrub? Shrub is something when it is like a small bush, it is known as shrub. So, this is tea is a perennial shrub which are periodically pruned. What does that mean? Means we are taking it after sometimes that one bud, two leaves. We are taking that in a periodical order and for continuous activation of terminal shoot. So, whenever it will come from one side, we will take it. So, throughout the whole year, we will do the plantation. During the plucking, I told you already, tea leaves should be taken care. How we will do? We will do the two tender leaves and are generally plucked. This is known as two leaves one bud plucking type of plucking. So, here you can see two leaves and or bud. So this is a type when we will take one bud, two leaves from the beginning. It is mainly grown in the tropical and subtropical region where the temperature, climate and rainfall is soothing for the tea processing. So wide range of soil types in the tropical and subtropical climate, we will use it for tea processing. Mainly in the northeast side of India, I already told you, in the northeast India, mainly Darjeeling, Assam is very famous for tea processing, and in the southern India, Nilgiris and Coorg, these places are famous for tea processing. So, in the Assam, in the valley of Brahmaputra also, there is a very much tea processing industries are there, and there is a rainfall is needed. I told you already, except soil and temperature, there is needed of rainfall. So the rainfall should be 1150 to 8000 millimeter of rainfall is needed for tea processing. This is how it looks like, the tea valleys and the tea processing from a distance. So now production. Here you can see China is the highest producer and next comes India. So in the whole world, China and India are the main countries who are dealing or producing the tree in a large amount. In case of China, China is mainly dealing with green teas and mainly with the white teas, whereas in case of India, India is mainly producing the black teas. So here in India, where are the major growing state? West Bengal, Assam, here Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. These are the 5 major states who are producing the teas. Except these 5 states, there are some states like Himachal, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, some part of Sikkim, Assam and northeastern side. Those places there is a minor producer of tea. So tea growing areas in northeast India also, the main places like Darjeeling, Duars, Tripura, then in northern India Tarai region, southwestern Nilgiris and Annamalai and adjacent highland in Kerala. So there are some places how it has been distributed for tea processing. So now the types, there are mainly 3 types of tea. First types is variety of sinensis. This is mainly grown in China with a height of 4 to 6 meter, and it can sustain a cold or it can sustain a very cold weather. So this is a cold resistance, and the color of this tea will be dark green and smooth. This is the surface of the tea leaves, whereas this tea mainly we will be growing in China, Japan and northern side with a higher altitude, when there will be a higher region. But the next variety is known as Assamica. This is mainly growing in India. The height of the trees will be 12 to 15 meter, so it will be little big in height, and they can't survive a very cold temperature. So it is having a less cold resistance, but it can survive in the high altitude. So, and the last variety is mainly it is for the Darjeeling specialty, that is known as variety Iriduensis. This is uniquely flavored Darjeeling tea. This variety is famous for Darjeeling tea. So mainly there are 3 types. So sinensis, this next one is Assamica and the last one is Iriduensis. So this is how, this is the difference. Okay. So here you can see what is the difference between a Camellia sinensis and Camellia Assamica variety. So I told you it is mainly popular in China, whereas this is mainly we can give in the native of Assam and India. This is for green tea, that one is for black tea. This sinensis we can use and grow up to 3 meters, whereas that will go up to 11 to 12 meters height. And this will be can withstand very dry or cold climate. Here it will be mostly warm and moist climate. So in the figure itself you can see the difference. Here the leaves are little small and it is the length and the breadth is also short, whereas in this case it is a big leaf and it will having a very dark color texture in this. So types of tea, first with the variety, next comes the type. So types, how we will determine? With the degree of fermentation. So the types of the tea will be varied with the degree of fermentation. First is the white tea. Here this is written as a no fermentation required, but this is a semi fermented. This comes under semi fermented tea. Okay. Young leaves will be needed for this, and this is mainly used in China. So black tea we all know, that is a fully fermented tea. Mainly there are two types again. This is a very important term, CTC, crush, tear, curl. So CTC process and orthodox tea. These are the two common tea for black tea processing. Next is the green tea. Green tea, in this case there will be no oxidation process or no fermentation process. So that is known as green tea. The last one is oolong tea or red tea. This is a semi fermented tea, is known as oolong tea. So here we can see in the figure, see here this green color determines that is non fermented. So green tea is only non fermented tea, whereas this purple color is the fermentation, full fermented. So black tea is the fermented tea. The remaining all tea, and dark tea also is one other variety is there, black tea or dark tea. Remaining varieties means white tea, yellow tea and oolong tea. These are semi fermented teas. So when you will process the tea, it will look like the color will come like this. In the figure you can see. So now versus coffee versus tea. So which one is having more caffeine content? We all know that we are taking all this for the caffeine content, the energetic boost or energetic things, whatever the stimulating effect we are getting for the caffeine. While comparing with the coffee, if we are taking a white tea, the caffeine content is only 13 mg, whereas in case of green tea it is 35 mg, for oolong tea 40 mg, for black tea 40 to 80, matcha tea it is 80, whereas in coffee it is 100 to 200 mg. So you can understand, the more the fermentation will process, the more the caffeine content is increased in the tea leaves. So now here you can see in this flow chart that there are some several terms we will see: withering, pan frying, rolling. So this is a process, general process for getting the white tea, green tea and black tea. We will discuss these things in detail for one by one step. First we will see the caffeine content. After the caffeine content, what is next? So what are the composition in the fresh tea leaves? Main is flavonols. So that there will be 25% of flavonols are present in, according to the dry weight, percentage of dry weight in tea. Next will be, the highest percentage is the polysaccharides, okay, and the other one is protein. So this protein will be converted into the amino acids. Afterwards we will see, and the caffeine content will be in general 3%. So here you can see, now coming to the flavonoids or the bioactive compound present in tea is known as catechins. So the catechin and their form of catechin gallate or the AP form of catechin gallate, AP form. So these are the main compound which are responsible for the tea flavor. So here you can see the AP form of the catechin of the group is responsible for the abundant in teas. It is a very high amount in tea. Next is, these catechins are where we can get, except tea, these catechins we can get it in the human diet such as fruits, vegetables and wine. What is the benefit of this? It will improve the health. How? It prevents stroke, it prevents the heart disease, it prevents the diabetes and these type of diseases. I told you there is a high amount of protein in tea which can be converted into amino acids. So, here comes the amino acids in tea leaves known as thiamine. Leaf thiamine is 5N-thioglutamine. This is the compound present as one of the amino acid. 50% of total amino acids are present in tea, and these amino acids are responsible for the aroma of the tea. So, the more the aroma, the more the amino acids presence. So, leaf moisture content, the initial leaf moisture content varies in case of tea generally between 75 to 80%. Here comes again the difference between the green tea and the black tea. So, which one is more in the green tea and which one is less? Here you can see catechins. Catechins is more in case of green tea, 30%, whereas in case of black tea it is only 9%. So, but whereas polyphenols are more in the black tea, whereas it is less in the green tea. Okay. This is how we can mainly difference the flavonoids, catechin, thiamine, protein content. You can see the difference here. Mostly you can see there are similarity, but the main difference is between the catechins and the polyphenols. So, how we can here we can see in this figure. See here, this blue color is responsible for the caffeine content, green for the antioxidant, and this is for the oxidation, dark color, brown. So, now see here, this white tea, it is having very less oxidation, high amount of green is antioxidant and white is, blue color is caffeine, less amount of caffeine. But as it increases, in case of green tea, antioxidant is less than this, okay, but caffeine content is more than that, whereas the oxidation is more. So, the more the oxidation process goes, the increase of, I told already, the increase of caffeine content will be more, and the polyphenol content also depends. So, you can see if I am comparing green tea and black tea, here in case of black tea, the polyphenol content is more than the green tea, but the caffeine content is less than that. So, here we will see a video, then again we will go forward.
नमस्कार फ्रेंड्स, वीजा टू एक्सप्लोर में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं आपका होस्ट हरीश बाली। इस समय मैं मुन्नार में हूं, चाय की एक फैक्ट्री में आया हूं देखने के लिए कि चाय का पूरा प्रोसेस कैसा होता है, कैसे फार्म से चाय को प्लक किया जाता है और फाइनल टी कैसे तैयार होती है। जैसे हमने कूर्ग में डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनाई थी कॉफी पे, उसी तरीके से यहाँ पे हम सेम काम करना चाहते हैं चाय पे। अंदर सामने यहाँ इनकी ऑफिस है, चल के बात करते हैं। इस समय मेरे साथ मिस्टर जॉब्सी हैं, फैक्ट्री के जीएम मिस्टर प्रभाकर। आपसे हम समझना चाहते हैं चाय पे एकदम डिटेल, इन अ वेरी सिंपल टू अंडरस्टैंड मैनर। फॉर एग्जांपल प्लकिंग से लेके एंड प्रोसेस, और फिर आपके यहाँ चाय की जो वेराइटीज हैं उसमें से मैं 2-3 वेराइटीज एक बार टेस्ट करके जरूर देखूंगा, और मुझे भी हेल्प होगी क्योंकि इस तरह की डॉक्यूमेंट्री पहली बार बना रहे हैं, अंडरस्टैंडिंग पहली बार ले रहे हैं, प्लस आई एम श्योर आपको भी अच्छा लगेगा।
तो आप अभी जिस फैक्ट्री में आए, ये फैक्ट्री ऑलमोस्ट मोर देन 100 ईयर ओल्ड फैक्ट्री है, और जो चाय जो होती है वो 2 टाइप की होती है, एक ऑर्थोडॉक्स बोलते हैं और एक जो बनती है उसको सीटीसी बोलते हैं। ऑर्थोडॉक्स का मतलब है कि जो ट्रेडिशनल वे ऑफ मेकिंग जो टी होती है, जो 100-200 साल पुरानी जो टेक्निक है, उसी टेक्निक से हम लोग इसी फैक्ट्री में चाय बनाते हैं। अब जो ये चाय कैसे बनती है वो सीखने के लिए पहले हम लोग सीधा फील्ड में चलते हैं।
फील्ड में जाने से पहले इन्होंने चाय मंगवा ली हमारे लिए, तो आपको मैं बताता हूँ, ये है वाइट टी, ये है ब्लैक टी। सबसे पहले ना ये सर्व करने का अंदाज मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा, सो ब्यूटीफुल एंड सो मच डिफरेंट। डबल लेयरिंग ग्लास, या पहले 2 सिप से पीने से फर्स्ट फील कहीं ना कहीं ऐसी आती है जैसे बॉइल्ड वाटर पी रहे हो। लेट मी नॉट टेक 3-4 मोर सिप्स टू अंडरस्टैंड मोर। मेरी फर्स्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन इस पीने के बाद ऐसा ही है कि इसको पूरा पीने के बाद ना एक कप और पीने की इच्छा हो रही है.
एग्जैक्टली.
दैट्स ऑल आई कैन फील एज ऑफ नाउ. शुगर नहीं डाली थी इसमें.
शुगर.
ब्लैक टी आप लीजिए ना. ऑब्वियसली एकदम डिफरेंट उसमें आ गए, क्योंकि वहां माइल्ड था, ये हल्की सी मतलब बिटरनेस राइट वर्ड नहीं होगा इसको बोलने के लिए, लेकिन इसमें फील हो रहा है जैसे हम टिपिकल टी पीते हैं या चाय पीते हैं वैसा फील हो रहा है. कड़क कड़क चाय.
लेकिन आप ये विदाउट शुगर है, लेकिन आपको शुगर की जरूरत लग रही है कि चाहिए होगा इसके लिए?
नहीं.
नहीं. अच्छा, अब मैं आपको बताता हूँ एक्चुअली चाय आती कहाँ से है. तो चाय आती है इन पत्तियों से आती है. जो मेरे हाथ में जो दो हैं, इसमें इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं 2 लीफ एंड अ बड एंड 3 लीफ एंड अ बड. ये जो हम लोग पत्ती है जो प्लग करते हैं, हम लोग ये इसको टारगेट शूट बोलते हैं. और ये वाली शूट हमको चाहिए प्लकिंग के लिए, अच्छी चाय बनाने के लिए.
चाय बनाने में बड भी काम आता है.
यस, बड भी काम आता है. इनफैक्ट इस पत्ते में आप देखोगे ये जो 2 पत्तियां हैं और ये जो बड है, ये तीनों चाय में जाएंगी. और ये जो स्टॉक दिख रहा है आपको, वो फाइबर होकर हट जाएगा. अब ये देखिए फील्ड में ये प्लकिंग चल रही है. और ये जो प्लकिंग में आप जो इम्प्लीमेंट देख रहे हैं उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं शेयर. एक्चुअली एक सिसर का एक दूसरा फॉर्म है. तो जो मैंने आप जैसे बोला 2 लीफ एंड 3 लीफ जो हम लोग प्लग करना चाहिए उसको, तो इस शेयर से हम लोग उसको प्लग करते हैं.
तो आज जैसे प्लकिंग हुई तो दोबारा प्लकिंग कब होगी?
हाँ, अब इसमें दोबारा प्लकिंग होगी. अब ये वाला जो फील्ड है हम लोग उसको सेकेंड ईयर फील्ड बोलते हैं इसको. तो इसमें अभी 18 दिन के बाद अगला राउंड फिर आएगा
इसी जगह
पे. क्योंकि 18 दिन के बाद जो हम लोग जो 2 लीफ और 3 लीफ जो टारगेट शूट हमको चाहिए, वो 18 दिन के बाद फिर रेडी हो जाएगा.
18 डेज का टाइम फिक्स्ड होता है राउंड द ईयर?
नहीं, 18 डेज का टाइम फिक्स नहीं है. एक्चुअली मानसून के बाद जब वेदर कंडीशन फेवरेबल होती है तो 15 या 16 दिन में आप आ सकते हैं. और जब विंटर टाइम जब ग्रोथ पैटर्न कम होता है, अराउंड 18 to 20 डेज.
इस जगह पहुंच के ना इतना खूबसूरत लग रहा है. कैसे मतलब आप देखो नीचे जैसे मूवीज में देखते हैं ना हम लोग टी गार्डन के सीन्स, एग्जैक्टली वैसी जगह खड़े हुए हैं. ये देखो एकदम क्लोजअप में चाय, और वो पूरे बाग ही बाग हैं. और बीच बीच में जो पैसेजेस हैं प्लकिंग करने के, कितने खूबसूरत लग रहे हैं. ऐसा मुझे तो लग रहा है इस जगह आकर कि अगर मैं 2 घंटा या 3 घंटा सिर्फ यहाँ बैठ जाऊँ और इस सीन को देखूँ ना, तो भी लगेगा कि 3 घंटे स्पेंड करके भी कम टाइम लगाया. इतना खूबसूरत है.
हाँ, यहाँ पे अभी क्या हो रहा है, इन लोगों ने पत्ते हार्वेस्ट किए हैं और इसका वेमेंट चल रहा है. और ये अभी इस वेमेंट के बाद अपने लंच ब्रेक पे जाएंगे और फिर 1 बजे वापस आएंगे. और ये वाला जो पत्ता है फैक्ट्री में, इस गाड़ी में फैक्ट्री में चला जाएगा. और इसके बाद एक वेमेंट और होगी जो 4:30 बजे होगी. और उसके बाद वो वाला लीफ भी फिर फैक्ट्री में चला जाएगा.
जहां पर ये वेइंग हो रही है ना, इसके सामने देखो कितना खूबसूरत लग रहा है टी गार्डन. टू गुड. मतलब ऐसा लग रहा है कि 15-20 मिनट आधा घंटा सिर्फ यहाँ पे देखो और इसकी खूबसूरती को एंजॉय करो. अभी हम लोग फील्ड से वापस फैक्ट्री में आए. इनके साथ जाके हमने पूरा फैक्ट्री विजिट किया. ऑलमोस्ट हमें 2 घंटे लगे हर चीज को डिटेल में समझने में. एक बार आप पूरे प्रोसेस को रन थ्रू कर दो कि फैक्ट्री में क्या क्या होता है.
ओके. अच्छा, आप देख सकते हैं फील्ड से जो पत्ता जो फैक्ट्री में आया, उसका जो फर्स्ट प्रोसेस उसको अंडरग्रो होता है, उसको बोलते हैं विदरिंग बोलते हैं उसको. विदरिंग ना, जो विदरिंग का जो सिंपल एक्सप्लेनेशन ये है कि पत्ते में जो मॉइस्चर है, जो अराउंड 80 to 90% मॉइस्चर होता है, उसको हमको कम करना पड़ता है अप टू 58%. और ये 58% कम करने के लिए पत्ते को हम लोग ट्रफ में डालते हैं, उसको स्प्रेड आउट करते हैं और उसको थोड़ी देर उसको वैसे ही रहने देते हैं. उसके बाद उसे हॉट एयर पास करके अराउंड 16-18 घंटे के अंदर उसको मॉइस्चर कम करने का ट्राई करते हैं. और मॉइस्चर कम करने के बाद ही वो नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस रोलिंग में जा सकता है. अच्छा, रोलिंग का क्या पर्पस है? जो लीफ विदर्ड होगी उसको हम लोग रोलर के अंदर डालते हैं, उसमें एक प्रेशर सीक्वेंस बनाते हैं और उसको जो सर्कुलर मोशन में जो पत्ता उसको रोल होता रहता है. उसका मेन पर्पस ये है कि जो पत्ते के अंदर जो इनहेरेंट जूसेस हैं वो बाहर आ जाए, वो बाहर पत्ते में कोट हो, और जो टी की जो सभी जो प्रॉपर्टीज हैं वो हमको बाहर मिले उसको।
मैंने अभी फैक्ट्री में समझा कि रोलिंग का प्रोसेस कितना 50 मिनट्स।
50 मिनट्स, यस। अच्छा, अब रोलिंग के बाद पत्ता रोल हो गया, उसके बाद अगला प्रोसेस है फर्मेंटेशन। फर्मेंटेशन का सिंपल मीनिंग है ऑक्सीडेशन ऑफ लीफ, कि उसमें जो आप उसको टेम्परेचर और ह्यूमिडिटी मेंटेन करते हो उस रूम में, सो दैट ये जो ऑक्सीडेशन के बाद जो पत्ते का जो ब्लैकनेस आना चाहिए वो ब्लैकनेस बाहर आ जाता है, और जो उसकी जो क्वालिटीज़ हैं जो हम लोग रोल करके जो बाहर बनाई है वो फिक्स हो जाती है उसमें।
मैंने फैक्ट्री विजिट में एक चीज नोटिस करी कि रोल होने के में डिफरेंट ग्रेड्स बन रहे थे, यानी प्रीमियम ग्रेड जो पहली बारी में लीफ रोल होगी, टेंडर लीफ, तो वो सेपरेट उसकी फर्मेंटेशन हो रही है अलग कंपार्टमेंट में।
यस, एग्जैक्टली।
तो उसके बेसिस पे आप प्राइस डिसाइड करते हो?
यस, उसके बेसिस पे प्राइस डिसाइड करते हैं। अच्छा, फर्मेंटेशन के बाद पत्ते में अभी भी थोड़ा मॉइस्चर है, तो फर्मेंटेशन के बाद जो नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस है उसको ड्राइंग बोलते हैं। तो एक ड्रायर है, उस ड्रायर में हम 110 सेंटीग्रेड डिग्री में उसको गर्म करते हैं, और ये पत्ता उस ड्रायर के थ्रू जाता है करीब 20 मिनट, और वो ड्रायर के बाद निकलने के बाद उसमें जो मॉइस्चर जितना बड़ा था वो करीब 2 या 3% तक रह जाता है।
तो मेन ड्राइंग स्टेज में मॉइस्चर रिड्यूस होता है।
ड्राइंग का रिक्वायरमेंट यही है कि वो मॉइस्चर रिड्यूस करने के लिए है, तो एज पर लिमिट 2 या 3% तक हम लोग उसमें रिटेन कर सकते हैं मॉइस्चर। अच्छा, अब ड्राइंग के बाद होता है सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेस, उसको बोलते हैं हम लोग शिफ्टिंग या उसको ग्रेडिंग बोलते हैं, कि जो पत्ते के साइज के हिसाब से उसको डिफरेंट ग्रेड में डालते हैं, और जो अच्छा पत्ता होता है उसके हिसाब से उसको टेक्निकल टर्म्स हैं ग्रेड्स के, उसको सेपरेट करके फिर उसको पैकिंग करते हैं।
तो एक फैक्ट्री विजिट में हमने समझा था फाइबर के बारे में, वो फाइबर किस स्टेज पे अलग किया था?
फाइबर एक्चुअली ड्राइंग के बाद जैसे ही वो ड्राई होके जो लीफ बाहर निकलते हैं, वो एक फाइब्रोमेट करके एक मशीन है उसके थ्रू जाता है, और वहां से पूरा मैक्सिमम फाइबर वहां पे सेपरेट होता है।
सीटीसी और ऑर्थोडॉक्स मेथड के अंदर डिफरेंस कहाँ आता है?
एक्चुअली दोनों के शुरू में बिग डिफरेंस है दोनों में। सीटीसी का मतलब होता है क्रश, टीयर एंड कर्ल। इसमें पत्ते को आते ही उसको आप काट के छोटे छोटे पीसेस में करते हैं, और उसके बाद जो बाकी जो प्रोसेस है उसके थ्रू जाता है। और जो ऑर्थोडॉक्स है उसमें हम लोग लीफ को रोल करते हैं, मतलब उसमें जो लीफ की इनहेरेंट प्रॉपर्टीज होती है लीफ में ही रहती है, और इसीलिए क्या होता है जो सीटीसी का जो आप जब चाय पीते हैं उसको बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग फ्लेवर लगता है, और जो ऑर्थोडॉक्स है काफी सटल है उसमें। तो हमारी फैक्ट्री में 3 ग्रेड की चाय हम बनाते हैं, व्हाइट, ग्रीन और ब्लैक। जो व्हाइट टी बनती है वो जो लीफ के जो बड्स हैं उस बड्स को हम लोग प्लग करते हैं और उसको केयरफुली विदाउट डैमेज फैक्ट्री में लाते हैं, और उसको इंफ्रारेड बल्ब के अंडर हम लोग 6 या 7 घंटे उसको ड्राई करते हैं। जो व्हाइट टी की सबसे बड़ी खासियत है वो है कि उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स होते हैं हर चाय के मुकाबले, और जो एंटीऑक्सीडेंट का रोल है वो हम लोगों को बॉडी को डिजीजेज और इन्फेक्शन से अगेंस्ट प्रोटेक्ट करता है, तो हम लोग की इम्यूनिटी पावर थोड़ी बढ़ जाती है। और ग्रीन और ब्लैक में फर्क कितना ही है कि जो ग्रीन टी का जो प्रोसेस है उसमें हम लोग फर्मेंटेशन नहीं करते हैं, इसके कारण वो ग्रीन कलर रिटेन रहता है, जबकि ब्लैक टी में फर्मेंटेशन के थ्रू प्रोसेस जाता है, इसलिए उसका कलर जो अपीयरेंस है वो ब्लैक हो जाता है।
सुबह हमने व्हाइट और ब्लैक टी पी, इस समय ग्रीन टी विदाउट शुगर। ऐसा लगता है ग्रीन टी पीने से जैसे आप लीफ को ओरिजिनल फॉर्म में कंज्यूम कर रहे हो, दैट इज वन। सेकेंड, बिना शक्कर बिना चीनी के भी गुड है, मतलब ऐसा कोई कंपलसरी फीलिंग नहीं आ रही कि आपको चीनी होना चाहिए। एक बात तो श्योर है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि चाय पीने से क्या हम लोग बचपन से पीते आ रहे हैं, तो चाय की हैबिट चेंज करना फ्रॉम इफ समबडी वांट्स टू फ्रॉम सीटीसी टू ऑर्थोडॉक्स टी टफ है। मतलब 2-3 महीने आपको कंटिन्यूसली चाय को पीना पड़ेगा अपना बदलने के लिए, ब्रांड या अपना टेस्ट बट अच्छा है, गुड एक्सपीरियंस। यहाँ पर आना और इस तरह से डिटेल में चाय को समझना हम लोग के लिए काफी प्लेजेंट एक्सपीरियंस रहा, और आपने अच्छा हमें फील्ड में ले गए, फैक्ट्री दिखाया, थैंक्स फॉर दैट। बिफोर वी लीव एक बार आपका वो आउटलेट देख लेंगे एंड विल गेट सम टी फॉर आवर होम। नाइस। मिस्टर प्रभाकर हमको फैक्ट्री आउटलेट दिखाने ले आए। यहाँ पर जितने ब्लेंड्स और ग्रेड्स तैयार होते हैं यहाँ पर विजिटर्स के लिए सेल करते हैं जो फैक्ट्री विजिट के लिए आते हैं। तो अभी इन्होंने मुझे एक्सप्लेन किया, ये व्हाइट टी है, इसका प्राइस है 100 ग्राम्स 1200 रुपीज, राइट। ग्रीन टी 100 ग्राम्स फॉर 300 रुपीज, ब्लैक टी 250 ग्राम्स 400 रुपीज। तो मैं अपने लिए आई विल प्रेफर टू गो विद दिस ब्लैक टी। ठीक है, तो आई विल टेक 1 पैकेट फॉर दिस। तो हम इसके 3 पैकेट आपसे लेंगे। टी फैक्ट्री विजिट करना हमारे लिए अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहा। मुन्नार टाउन से यह फैक्ट्री 13 किलोमीटर के डिस्टेंस पर है। फैक्ट्री विजिट के चार्जेस, फार्म विजिट चार्जेस, उसकी डिटेल आपको वीडियो की डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगी। दैट्स इट। मुन्नार घूमने में बहुत मजा आ रहा है। आज का टी एपिसोड हमारे लिए काफी नॉलेजेबल एक्सपीरियंस रहा। थैंक्स फॉर योर टाइम।
Now we will see in the whole video you saw the process from the beginning to the end, how to process it. So now we will come to the main method of processing. So this is a black tea processing either by CTC. So what is CTC? Crush, tear and curl. So here we can write this is crush, tear and curl. This is the method of CTC. Okay. First step is the withering. So what is the meaning of withering? These terms are very important for your exam also. So this time questions can come. What is the meaning of withering? What is the meaning of rolling? So withering means partial removal of the moisture. So when we will remove the moisture partially or up to a certain percentage, that is known as withering. Next steps is known as rolling or disruption. From the meaning itself you can understand rolling or disruption means the size reduction. Next is the oxidation or fermentation process. There will be the biochemical changes that we will discuss in the later section. Reactions in the presence of oxygen. So oxidation or fermentation means the changes of biochemical properties with the help of oxygen. Next is the drying, completion of the moisture removal, and the last one is sorting. So fiber removal or grading or sizing, that is the all the steps for tea processing. So here we can see what is the withering. In the withering steps what we are going to do. In the video you saw already that for the withering purpose they are keeping it in the, they are just keeping it in a place, or they are putting the hot air from the below to reduce the moisture content up to a certain limit after the plucking. So here you can see to prepare the green tea shoots biochemically and physically for subsequent manufacturing operations. So for the further operations when we are doing or removing the moisture content up to a certain limit, that is known as withering process. So here what we will do, we will take in withering steps. Next will be what we will do, we will take the storage of green shoots for about 12 to 20 hours with the partial removal of the moisture. So we will take the tea leaves and we will keep it in a place for 12 to 20 hours for the removal of the moisture content. So the initial moisture content I told it will be 75 to 80%. So how much we will reduce? We will reduce up to 55 to 65% from 75 to 80. So we are not treating it, we are just simply keeping it, or we are putting it on the dry air, we are passing it. So the throw the in the beds, the 30 centimeter up to depth we can keep. Okay, we can put a depth of 30 centimeter to make the thickness of the bed, and we will force the flow of warm air. I told you already, either two method, either simply keep it or pass the hot air in the things. What will happen in this case? Cell membranes will be permeability, cell membranes permeability will be more. Here you can see increase of the cell membranes permeability, and consequently the leaf becomes flaccid and suitable for the rollings. So when you are taking a leaf, if the permeability will be more in that leaf, so it will be more easily, it will reduce the size of the leaf. So the same thing is happening here. In this process what is happening, if you are doing this withering process, there will be increase in caffeine content, amino acid content and the remaining organic acid present inside the tea leaves. So, chemical withering is also possible. This is the physical withering. I am not talking about the chemical withering, but there is a separate process of chemical withering where you can add the particular chemical to make the changes. So, here how they are doing the withering steps, either putting it into the layers or passing the layers, or in a machine they are putting it like a conveyor. In the conveyors they will put the tea leaves, or here this one is a simple one, they are keeping it for a long time without passing the hot air. Next steps is rolling. So, in the rolling now there are two processes, one is orthodox roller and another one is CTC roller. So, the orthodox tea is made by the orthodox roller and the CTC tea is made by CTC roller or machine. Before using of the CTC roller or the crush tier roller, the previous version of the machine is known as Rotovan. Okay. So, this is the machine name before. Rotovan is the used before the CTC roller came. What it will do? It will help to reduce the size, so disrupt the cell structure and reduces the sizes of the tea leaves. Here what will happen? It will allow the contact between the flavonols and the tea polyphenols, polyphenol oxidase. In these steps, the tea flavonols and tea polyphenols oxidase will come into the contact. So, there is another machine also is available for this, that is known as LTP, Laudia tea processor, that is known as. This also consists of a rotor, central rotor with a number of knives and beater outside that, where the leaf will be bruised and cut into small pieces by the help of the knives, and the rolling will be done by the orthodox roller or by the similar kind of otherwise CTC roller and the other method. So, this orthodox roller, when it will look like this. First you can see, I will show you this slide. In this case this is a orthodox tea, this is a CTC tea. In this CTC also crush, tear, curl and cut, twist, curl. So, the final product, this is the final product. Okay. It will look like this. In case of orthodox roller, so when you are going to buy the tea leaves in the market, you can see sometimes we will get like leaf. So, that is the orthodox. When in the packet you can find a fine powder, that is by CTC roller. So, now come to the previous slide. Here you can see this is a type of a batch machine and there will be a cylindrical hopper inside it. So, there will be a downward pressure will be pressed into the cylinder and we will put the leaves inside that. So, what will happen? In the hopper there will be ridges or batters are provided at the upper surface. Okay. So, here inside and it will continuously move in the roller. So, the hopper when it will move, it will beat it and it will disrupt the cell structure. So, moisture content will be 60%. At that time only this roller will be effective. I am talking about this is the initial moisture content, not the final moisture content. So, when the rolling will be started, that time the moisture content of the tea leaf should be 60% and high percentage or proportion of large particles should be present after the product. So, I showed you in the next slide itself, you can see the particle size of the tea leaves. So, it will be more in the large. So, when we are coming to the product, in case of orthodox tea, there will be a huge change in the color because of the cell structure. You can understand the more the cell will be disrupted, the more the polyphenol or the chemical amino acids will be coming out. The more big it will not come out. So, in case of same tea, if we are rolling with orthodox roller and if we are rolling with a CTC roller, you can see the change in the color of the tea. Next is the Rotovan. So, how Rotovan looks like? First we will see the machine. This is how the Rotovan looks like. Before the CTC machine came, we used to use this Rotovan for rolling of the tea. So, what is the use of this? So, it will reproduce continuous rolling. It is a horizontally mounted one rotor will be there. This is a horizontally mounted rotor. Here you can see now. So, horizontally mounted rotor with a pair of opposed vanes and surrounded by a outer cylindrical jacket, inner surface is ribbed. So, here I was telling this is the outer layer, and here if this is a rotor, that will be ribbed inside, okay, and from that there will be again a cylinder. So, this is the big one, this is inside the roller, this is, and here this will be ribbed, and this is the hopper. If I will do the line diagram for this. So, leaves enter from the hopper and propel to the discharge end by the rotor. So, it will keep on moving. One side it is coming, it is keep on moving. So, in between what is happening? Disruption happens by the rubbing against the ribs and out of the outer casing. So, there will be ribs already I told inside. So, when the leaves will come and in contact with the touch of the ribs, with the friction it will disrupt or it will break down, and it will go with the help of the rotor itself from the hopper side to the end product it will go. So, it can be used alone or it can be used before going for the CTC machine, pre-treatment before the CTC. In a new concept, we are using this rotovan before processing in the CTC machine. So, there must be provision for cooling immediately after the disruption. So, there should be a separate stage for cooling the tea leaves, otherwise there will be the continuous changes of biochemical changes will be there. So, I already explained this figure to you. So, next we will see the CTC machine, how it looks like. So, the CTC machine will be widely used and produces small particles. So, normally whatever tea we are using in daily life, that we will get from the CTC rollers. So, it contains one or more pairs of contra-rotating rollers. What is the meaning of contra-rotating rollers? Meaning it will rotate in the opposite side, the rollers will be rotate in the opposite side, and the surface of the roller are machined in a pattern to give a tearing and cutting action. In this case, the rotor itself will be designed in such a way that will give you a teared and cutting action, both will be done in that machine itself. So, it is a speed difference, it will be 10:1 between the rollers and the product. It is a high value product, and most effectively it will be used when the moisture content of the tea leaves will be 68 to 70% initially. So, in case of rotovan, you saw that it will be used, or the orthodox roller will be used when the moisture content is 60%, but this one will be used CTC when the moisture content is more than 68%. Cooling air will be supplied to prevent the overheating of the leaves, and this there will be battery of 3 to 5 such CTC machine which can cause the leaf to get crushed, toned and curled. So, there we can use it with the help of batteries also. So, the desirable prevent leaf temperature from rising above the 35 degrees centigrade. This is the important part here. So, the maximum temperature we can go here is up to 35 degrees centigrade. So, more than that we are not supposed to go because of the high polyphenol content in tea. So, here this is a very old photograph. The tea leaves will be coming here like this. This is a both side contractory rotor. Here the tea leaves will be coming here, and then it will be break down when the motors will be on. So, this is the how the CTC machine is working, and you can see here there are the grooves here, both the grooves, in between there are also some grooves are there. So, the tearing and cutting actions will be takes place in between. Next is the fermentation process. This is another process where the biochemical changes will occur with the help of the oxygen. In the first slide itself I told. So, what will happen here? You see, the oxidative process actually will start with the onset of the macreation of withered leaves. Whenever after the withering itself, the macreation process will start and the oxidation process also will start. But when the leaf will be oxidized and rolled for 5 to 8 centimeter beds, and in another fermentation room it will transfer after the rolling. The temperature here will be below 30 degrees centigrade. This is another reason why the tea leaves will be growing in the hilly regions, because of the temperature, because their temperature will be not crossing more than 30 or 35 degrees centigrade. So, it will be easy on those regions to process the tea leaves very easily with a cheap cost, without any investment. So, the disturbed tea leaves will be coming into the air contact for 40 minutes up to 3 hours. So, we will keep it for fermentation, and oxidation at 15 to 20 degrees centigrade is said to be more improved flavor, and it will completion is judged by the change in the color. So, green to the copper color. So, whenever we are taking the or plucking the teas, it will be the green color, but after the fermentation process only will be the color changes will come to the copper color or in the brown color. So, what are the changes occurs now? So, fermentation also results slight loss of extractable caffeine. There is a loss of extractable caffeine, okay, 5 to 7% will be decreased. So, here I will write one equation which it is in the text from here. The catechins are oxidized and it can give you the orthoquinones by the help of polyphenol oxidase. So, if I will write it here, what is happening here? Here this is catechin. So, catechin will be oxidized. So, what is the material which is responsible oxidized thing is polyphenol oxidase. The compound is polyphenol oxidase. What is the final product? Orthoquinone. So, we are getting orthoquinone. These orthoquinones are again, these quinones are turned and dimerized to produce theaflavin. So, again it is going to the theaflavin. Okay. So, this is the main changes or main biochemical changes happening in fermentation process. So, what is happening for catechin? With the help of polyphenol oxidase, it is changing to orthoquinones. Those orthoquinones are again reducing and changing and coming to the theaflavin. So, here these theaflavins are orange red substances that contributes the tree astringency, briskness, brightness and the color. Okay. So, these are the main compound for the astringency of the tea. Before we saw that the polyphenols or the flavonols, catechins are responsible for the aroma. Now, we are coming to the color and astringency. So, what are the oxidation parameter? The oxidation depends on the time, the temperature, degree of macreation, degree of withering and the type of tea to be produced. So, these are the point or dependent parameter for the oxidation process. Here how they are going to do the fermentation in the figure, you can see they will keep it in a racks. Next is the frying or drying. So, here you can see that a hot air dryer will be mostly used in the counter current mode, and then another process for drying is, that is what we can do, we can put it in the 20 minutes at a temperature of 125 degrees centigrade for 20 minutes, either in the hot air or in the fluidized bed dryer. So, this fluidized bed dryer is the most commonly used dryer in tea processing industries. So, what will be the temperature? The moisture content, initially it will be 60 to 72% when it will come for drying, and the final moisture content will be 2.5 to 3.5%, the final tea powder moisture content. So, drying is done to terminate the biochemical function by heat denaturation of the enzyme. So, before you saw there will be fermentation process, there will be the biochemical changes. So, drying will be done. One first job is to stop the biochemical changes in the process. Next is to reduce the moisture content up to a certain limit to the final thing, that is the drying we usually do, and to enhance the chemical reaction responsible for black tea processing characters. So, dark color, more astringency, for these types of things. So, next is the cleaning, sorting and grading. So, you all know it will remove the stalks, the fibers, the leaves in that, and it will be depends on the size, and the different varieties and grades will be there according to the, generally sieve with a number of 24 and 10 will be mainly used for the mesh. This mesh size is mainly used for tea leaves sizing. So, the tea particles which passes through the mesh number 24 are collected separately and graded further in the dust grade sorter. So, there will be even the tea powder, very dusty powder also will be used for several things. So, particles retained over 10 are generally taken for reconditioning. So, more than that, when it will be not passed through 10 number, that will be again processed one more time, and the retained after 24, the dust particle, that will be used with the other material. So, here are the table for the characteristics of the CTC method. So, here you can see some of the term picoi, okay, broken orange, broken picoi, Fennings. So, these are the terminology for the, it is very important for you to remember that these terms can become into the gate question even. So, this is like how we can differentiate the tea, or how can you can grade the tea. So, there are several things here I have mentioned, this picoi and Fennings, these terms are important, very important. Picoi is a grade of black tea produced by a medium plucking of the second leaf on the bush, okay. That type of tea leaves are known as picoi, whereas Fennings are small pieces of tea that are left over after high grades of tea are gathered to be sold. So, the dust particle whatever is produced after the high gradation tea, that is known as Fennings, and the second leaf of the tea which you can get, that is known as picoi. Except this, there will be several other things which can pass, like it depends on the mesh size I told. So, if it will pass from 40 mesh size, what is this is known as red dust. If it is 50, that is super red dust, super fine red dust. It will depend according to the size or the mesh size. So, here you can see I have given even the photographs, like how it can be, you can check it. This is picoi, broken picoi, then flowery picoi, picoi dust according to the sieves, how you can grade it. So, you can understand from this, this is the big particle size, whereas here in this case this is very small particle size of tea powders. So, this is how the grading will be done. In the video also you saw these types of machine for last or grading or sizing of the tea leaves. Next, last is the packaging. So, packaging will be mostly done in the vacuum packed or multi-wall kraft paper sacks will be used. So, here I have given one photograph. You can see tea we can pack in n number of things. We can use glass bottles, we can use polypropylene, we can use papers, we can use laminates, we can use PET bottles. So, there will be so many things for packaging of tea leaves. So, here you can see this is a normal polypropylene, this is a paper cover, this is laminates, or inside that will be the tea bags we are using, that is a fiber used for this. This is also the secondary packaging material will be cardboard box or tin packets. This is a small paper boards. So, we can use all the types of almost packaging material for tea. This is how the flow sheet is here, whatever we learnt in the previous section. So, here this is a CTC method. This is the CTC method. We are taking withering, cutting, tear, rolling, then fermentation, then drying, sorting, grading, storage and blended at packaging. Next one is the orthodox tea method. So here also remaining process you can see the same except this step. Here in this step it is CTC machine, whereas here in these steps we are doing the rolling with the orthodox roller. Remaining are withering, fermentation, drying, storing, storage and grading. Finally, the green tea. Here you can see there is no fermentation process. We are taking the green tea, boiling, drying, sorting, storage and blending. So, when there is a no fermentation process, that is known as green tea leaves. So, now we will see the green tea manufacturing process, how we will do. So, here this fermentation step is fully removed. We are not doing fermentation in case of green tea processing. So, enzymatic activity in the leaves is inhibited by heating. We use heat to changes the biochemical process, and quality of tea will be based on the endogenous compound of the leaf at the time of plucking. So, it depends on the type of tea leaves you are plucking, and the time of the plucking also varies for case of green tea leaves. Generally two types of process are there. One is the known as Sencha process and the other process is known as Kamiri cha process. Okay. So, in green tea processing there are two types, one is the Sencha process, one is the Kamiri cha process. So, first is the Sencha process. In case of Sencha process, we will take the unwashed plant leaves and we will steam it at 40 to 60 seconds before the drying, and the temperature can goes up to 100 degrees centigrade. So, after 40 to 50 minutes, the moisture content will be reduced from 76 to 50%, and after the rolling, after roll for 15 minutes without heat pass through the dryer, air at 50 to 60 degrees centigrade for 30 to 40 minutes, moisture content will be reduced to 30%. So, initially the moisture content was assumed 78%. So, after that, when this is the moisture content. Okay. So, when we are steaming it, after steaming process, we are getting the moisture content of 50%. Next again we are passing it without, after rolling we are passing the dryer at 100 degrees centigrade in the dryer. So, the moisture content is reduced to 30%. In between we have rolling. Next is the again rolling will be done before drying, and direct heat will be given. Before there was a not direct heat. Here we will pass 80 to 90 degrees centigrade and direct heat for 40 minutes. Okay. So, then at that time the moisture content will be reduced to 6%. So, one time drying, after this is indirect drying, you can write indirect drying. Afterwards we will go for direct drying, where the moisture content will be, final moisture content is 6%. So, this is how we can go for the Sencha process. Next is the Kamiri cha process. Here we will generally go for the Chinese green tea. How they are doing the Chinese green tea process? They are heating in a pan at 250 to 300 degrees centigrade for 10 to 15 minutes. Slow agitation will be there. In a pan they will take the leaves and then they will provide a slow agitation for prevent the burning. Just like when we are cooking it, if we are not using oil, we will just, what we will do, we will just saute all the things. The same thing, we are just giving an agitation that the tea leaf should not be burned. Then pan fried leaves are passed through a roller. We will pass it through a roller and it will be processed without heat for 10 to 15 minutes before drying in a pan, at 100 to 150 degrees centigrade. Next is the end product will be, there will be 3 different tea, gun tea which is the small palette, next is the chunmi and the somi, fine and twisted. So, there are several types of category. After the end product they will segregate. So, in this case this pan fried flat polished leaves pale white in color, the final product. So, I told you mainly the white tea or the green tea which is processed in China, that will be done in this process. Next is the last one is the oolong tea. What is the oolong tea? That is a semi fermented tea. So, here this is known as semi fermented tea and it will be appearance and the chemical composition, it will be intermediate between the green tea and the black tea. This is intermediate between the both the teas, and it will mainly primarily we will get it in China and Taiwan. So, here we will see how they are doing. They are taking the fresh leaves, withering is allowing the removal of partial moisture content, then bruising. What is the bruising? Damage of the leaf edge to encourage the oxidation. So, oxidation, next step, oxidation, the leaves will be develop the flavors. Next is a fixing, pan fire the leaves to stop the oxidation process. Then rolling, shape leaves according to the tea style whatever you need. Then the drying, further drying leaves for the shelf stability. So, this is a combined method of both the process, black tea and the green tea. When we are combining both the process, this process is known as the oolong tea fermentation process. Next is the same thing, how we are doing this same step whatever I mentioned, withered. Indoor withering will be done for 6 to 8 hours in case of oolong tea. Then indoor withering, the leaves will be manually agitated and it will be pan fried at 250 to 300 degrees centigrade for 15 minutes, and pan frying inactivate the enzymes and terminates the biochemical changes into it. Same process of pan drying for the green tea will be repeated. So, this whole flow chart has been given in here, the details. So, the tea journey, it starts from withering, macreation, fermentation, drying, grading for black tea. For withering, this is semi fermentation, then drying, this is oolong tea, and when there is no fermentation, this is green tea. So, here you can see what is happening, catechins are there, it is oxidized to the catechins and black tea flavonoids. Again it is getting oxidation and black tea flavonoids and theaflavins are producing. So, this is the chemical changes in case of tea processing. Last comes the instant tea. So, what we are using as a tea bag nowadays. So, this came in the late 19th century, the tea bags. It can be made form of anything, it can be black, it can be semi fermented, it can be green tea, any types of tea bags you can find out. So, this process varies, sometimes specific with the manufacturer. So, it depends on the manufacturer how they are processing it. So, the preparation, first they will take the extraction. Required for extraction is high total yield of tea solids and concentrated extract. First they will take the extract it from the tea leaves. A tube containing a spiral conveying blade or continuous simple evaporator will be used for extracting it. So, tea leaves enter at the lower end and conveyed upwards through a falling stream of hot air, which passes through the holes in the spiral beds. So, if you have assumed this is a thing, the tea leaves will pass from opposite direction. So, here is the inlet, here we will pass the tea leaves, it will move forward to the upward direction, and hot water, this is the hot water will be, or hot steam will be flowed into the tea leaves. So, it will extract it. So, it will be done by the evaporator and the spiral conveying blade, both can be used for this. And the next stage is the second stage extraction system will be, here what they will do, The first extraction will be done at 15 to 50 degrees centigrade, followed by 50 to 100 degrees centigrade. So, there will be two types of extraction. One, first type up to 50 degrees centigrade they will take. Next extraction will be done from 50 to 100 degrees centigrade. And after extraction, there will be the clarification process. The centrifuge will be used to clarify the extraction, and we will get the filter. So, after the getting it, aroma stripping. Aroma will be stripped to the extract according to the any suitable flavor or aroma which is needed, and either nitrogen or steam will be injected in the machine. So, aroma compound will be mixed into it, and there is another thing from that what we can do, that is tea cream. We can produce the tea cream also by cooling the solutions, and preparation will be done by this tea cream 40 to 45% of the solid concentration with a thermal evaporation, and the method will be used by the falling film or plate type evaporators for getting this. The new method for getting the cream, which we are now coming in the research, this is reverse osmosis and freeze drying method, freeze concentration method. So, sometimes spray drying also will be used to get the fine powders from the concentrate. So, 3 to 5% when you can use. So, there are several processes of getting the instant tea powder. Either you can use evaporator, either you can use freeze drying or reverse osmosis, or you can use spray drying process. So, there are several things, and finally, you can add in any type of your flavor, any type of aroma fugation. So, it depends on the type. So, what are the health benefits? It reduces the diabetes, reduces the stress, the Parkinson disease can be reduced, heart problem can be removed, it against osteoporosis, it does not cause any acidity, and immune defense and anti-aging. So, tea is having high number of health benefits. So, we will see here why, because see here these tea leaves are having flavonols, catechin, caffeine, fluoride, beta-catenin, GABA, zinc, saponin, thiamine, selenium, vitamin C, polysaccharides and vitamin E. So, here from this figure you can understand this compound, whatever is responsible for the health benefit, those all benefits can be done by tea, drinking of tea. So, what is the adverse effect? Sometimes having a high amount of caffeine in some types of tea reduces the absorption of the iron content. So, iron deficiency is the another adverse effect in case of tea. So, this is the chart I want to show you. This is for the tea taster. There is a one separate industry for the tea tasting. There is a very huge industry even. So, this is the tea taster wheel. So, how they will categorize the tea, this is the wheel, how they use. Mostly it will be fruity, floral, citrus, spicy, mint, smoky, exotic, nutty, herbal. So, these things you can find it in this round. Okay. In this sub rounds are there. From that also again sub points are there. So, when a tea taster is working, they are working with this type of tea wheel. So, what the courses you can get for tea taster? Mainly in the Assam Agricultural University, there are some private universities in Darjeeling, mostly Darjeeling, Kolkata, West Bengal, and in Bangalore, Institute of Plantation Management is offering tea taster courses. So, here you can see the composition of tea. The main solids are solubles are amino acids, catechin, caffeine, flavonoids, fluorides. Non-soluble are vitamin E, carotene, chlorophyll, cellulose and proteins, and 75 to 85% of the moisture content. And what are the major compounds? This is epicatechin, epigallocatechin 3, thiaflavin, then epigallocatechinamide, this is another thiarubicin. These are the, so this is for the black tea, what are the percentage, and this is for the green tea. In case of green tea, you can see catechin is 40% and carbohydrate is 14%. Here in black tea, thiorubigenes are 19%, carbohydrate are there, amino acids are 16%, whereas phenolic acid are 13%. So that's why black tea and green tea, if you will ask, so it depends on you. Whenever we are taking the black tea, mostly we are taking with the milk. So that time the solubility of the compounds will be less. But if you can take black tea as such, so there will be the more health benefit than with the milk. And the green tea are having its own polyphenols and own catechins that having the own health benefits. So this is the way we can summarize, like what are the percentage present in it, how we are doing, withering, drying, rolling, separating, fermentation, all these process. So thank you. We will stop here, and today for this tea class your assignment will be the adulteration of the tea leaves. So there will be so many adulterants that we can add in the tea powders, and you have to make the separate, you have to find out, not make, the separate tea industry's name or the tea processing company's name and what type of tea they are selling. These two are your assignments. Thank you.